I like to look at the world in, let's say, analogies, right, or metaphorically describe things, and I like to see. I see everything as like a game, but the way I see everything as like a game is like everybody's also always trying to. Everyone's always trying to accomplish something in this life. It's like whether you do anything, like I don't know, let's say business people, people who do illegal stuff, like all sorts of things. And I realize it's like everyone's kind of playing the same game. That's why it's like it's all really the same thing. Like there's a lot of parallels between everything. Like a lot of people condemn. I'm not really trying to what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Condone. I'm not really trying to condone like a lot of stuff. Like, but when you watch stuff like Narcos and these shows, and you think to yourself about people like, let's say, Jeff Bezos and all this other stuff, you kind of realize that they're kind of doing the same thing, but it's like, yeah, like they're more or less the same thing. It's just
different skills.
Just different. It's not even different skills. They're just doing it in different ways. Like there's just like one thing that they're doing is apparently wrong, and other stuff they're doing is apparently right.
And sometimes they could literally be doing the same thing. Literally. Like JP Morgan literally having clients that deal with like cocaine that just got smuggled and they just got clocked.
Recently,
literally, man just got clocked about it. And people would like my brother. And my brother,
literally.
My brother just got a job at JP Morgan, which is like sick. But then if you can't like think about it, he just got a job with people that distribute drugs because the same shit.
And it's a thing where stuff like this
professional drug cartel.
This stuff is always.
The thing is, a lot of these drugs and cocaine in those parts of the world, like these big countries, elite powers have stakes.
Fam, that's how they make their money.
Always, and that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like when I say, like people often use the term, the game is the game. It might be a joke, it might be a bit of banter, but the game truly is the game. Like no matter what you're doing, anything. Like let's say you even like, let's look at football for example. Yeah, I like to look at what. The Premier, you look at like let's say the Premier League table of let's say last year or whenever it was last year, right? Yeah. You look at the point gaps, then obviously you look at the money that they spend, whatever. Or even if not even just in the Premier League, but in other leagues, right? What do the teams at the top do? When they see the people below them doing well, they poach them, get rid of them, destroy what they're doing, and then try to make themselves better.
Should I tell you, it was like what me and Mitch was talking about. When it comes to like all these like big companies, the thing is they could do all the legal shit, but when it's someone in the lower class form, like someone living in poverty trying to do the shit the people in the upper class do, it's more condoned. I think it's kind of like to make people stay in that status because like man them deal, man them trap, we do all this stuff, and then when the bigger companies do it. I ain't trying to incriminate myself. When you do all this type of stuff, it's looked down on because like some people never had to live that life or experienced it. Like they never had to eat like rice every single day because their mom can't do no food shopping.
Don't
like
get twisted, though. Rice every day is nice.
Yeah, but
I willingly eat rice.
I grew up on that shit, man.
Yeah, you grew up on that shit, but you can have better, fam. And like,
no, of course, like that's not.
Name like 10 restaurants you've been to.
Hey, man, rice and butter. That was a dish, bro. That was a dish, bro.
Rice and shito.
Literally.
Rice and what?
Rice and shito.
No, that's out of my.
Nah, you might not different. I just eat rice and stew. But the thing is, like, I always eat rice and stew. But even let's say when I started going uni and started having just a little bit of money, and I could go like different type of restaurants and not just constantly Nando's all the time. I'm like, wow, life is better than this.
Because it's available to you, innit? Like you want to explore. Like it's not like it's anything.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's all about accessibility and being able to like get what you want, and you can't get what you want when you're stuck in a situation. Like let's say you're back home, like you're living. Most of us probably single parent household, and like you're applying for all these jobs, you can't get any of these jobs because like they'll say no, like you just won't get anything. So you have to do like warehouse type work, and no one wants to do that because that's just
you're living to get to the next
phase
of life by any means possible.
It's by any means possible.
Any means possible.
So if I'm stuck in a situation where I don't want to put pressure on my single parent and I want to like provide for myself, I'm gonna want to do something that helps me with that situation I'm in.
And that's the thing. Like when we think of like doing stuff like by any means possible, it's not even like on this when we're thinking about like our socio-economic situation or the class we're in. It doesn't even happen in our class. It happens in all kinds of classes. Like they'll literally do anything possible to level up.
Exactly.
But with what you're saying,
it's on different scales.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with what you're saying, yeah. Like what people do stuff any means possible. It's like.
Joe, we discussed it.
We discussed it.
Even like with the Amazon shit.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. People do anything by any means possible, but it's like they're still all kind of doing the same thing. Because with anything people do in this life, right, there's always an agenda behind it. As much as people like to say, people do things just for the sake of it.
No one does shit for the sake of it.
Like very minimally, but realistically, there's an agenda behind everything.
There's an agenda between everything.
If you actually think about it, everything, you break down everything, you look at it, it is a game. Like even if you're trying to start up a business, make a business, or you already have an established business, it's a game because at the end of the day, there's competition. You have to try and somehow destroy your competition.
Yo,
it's just, and it reflects like what people do at the top reflects what people do at the bottom. It's like you see people say like there is a difference between like the social divides. If you look at the upper class people, like working class, middle class, lower class people in society, like where we are in UK. The people at the top are pretty much doing the same thing as the people at the bottom.
They are.
But it's different. It's like the people at the top, they're basically they're shitting on everybody else. But they're just better at, they're just kind of better at what they're doing. But they still have the same pressures. They still have the same pressures.
It's not even a case where like they're better. They're more protected.
Nah, let me give you an example.
They are more protected.
Yo, like literally, you're not.
They're more protected, but it's the same thing. And the thing is, they are more protected, but they have higher risks at the same time.
Let me give you an example for it. You know how you said like you like to use like metaphors and analogy?
Yeah.
Let's use like that whole Amazon situation to go like deep into it. So Amazon, their like whole slogan is to be relentless. That's what like they were originally going to be called, relentless.com.
Yeah.
But Amazon's like way more appealing. So Amazon wanted to target like the mother demographic. So to sell like diapers and kitty care and all of that.
Yeah.
But there was this company called diaper.com. And diaper.com were more prominent and would sell like a lot of more stuff than Amazon.
Yeah.
So Amazon thought like, yo, we gotta be relentless. We gotta destroy our competition any means necessary. So what they did is with Amazon Prime is that they were selling like diapers and all these formulas for way less than diaper.com was selling.
Yeah.
That actually hurt Amazon because they weren't making a profit from it.
Yeah.
But because everyone was going to Amazon, Relentless.com couldn't compete with Amazon. So Relentless.com had no choice but to sell their company to Amazon. Now Amazon has that market and has Diaper.com. They'll be relentless. They killed their competition.
Yeah.
Now let's translate that same thing back to like a lower class
It
type thing.
doesn't even have to be a lower
let's
class.
do alright, not even a lower. Let's just do it for this. Let's do it for like someone who's trapping. So let's say like you're trying to make money, you're trapping in one block, and you got like another man coming onto your block and selling because everyone
take
at
your
the end of the day,
customer,
take your customer. At the end of the
What
day,
happens?
everyone needs to make money. What happens? Like
You
it's
get-
beef.
you
It's
get
beef. Like
beef.
you
You
just
get
like
rid
it's
of
what
it.
happens.
You get rid of it.
It's the same
It's just
thing.
kinda
It's just
like-
like different circumstances.
It's
One has endless profit, but one
Yeah.
got to eat. So at the end of the day, you have to take out your enemies by any means necessary.
It's just that
the
one.
game
It's
is
just,
the game.
it's
Like,
just that
it's
one
what
of
it
them
is.
takes them out legally, the other one takes them out illegally.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is,
how
you
you-
said,
how
you know
got
what it
to-
is, that's another this thing I have here. Like a lot of these things, it's like you said, one person takes them out legally, the other person takes them out illegally. It's similar, but like the legal way that they're doing it, it's
You're ruining both lives.
It's not even ruining lives. Like a lot of legal things go
Almost
out.
literally taking
Like,
a
like
life.
let's say a lot of legal things go out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's say. I don't know, for example, but let's just say, look at Apple, right?
Yeah.
What do? They exploit. They obviously the Americans fought for capitalism and whatnot. We have it now, free whatever. So we have. So we go. They go to Eastern Asia, and they basically exploit everybody.
Oh,
They just
yeah,
exploit
before it's
everybody and
flat
everything.
workers.
Literally,
That shit is legal. Why is that shit legal? Like you're destroying people's life. The suicide rate on that is
Everything-
high. So basically, Apple's not like say making them kill themselves, but Apple's the reason why these people are dying because of the suicide, and that's legal. And niggas killing other people is illegal. What makes one good and what makes one bad?
Again, for anyone listening here, we're not just trying to justify like
I'm justifying this shit, man. I can't lie.
Emmanuel's justifying,
I'm
but the rest of us
justifying
aren't justifying
I'm
what's
justifying
going on,
shit.
right? With like the illegal stuff, but
I'm just
you
trying
want
to
people
make
to
realise
understand
the
how
similarities.
you want people to understand that because a lot of the times people there's reasons why people do things like like I think Emmanuel was talking about going uni, and a lot of people in uni, they do a lot of different stuff, like just to have money. And a lot of people will go online and just start insulting them, but they don't realise, like, for example, right?
It's not even just insulting them. I point these like companies in a pedestal.
They start that downplaying a lot of things. Yeah, what they're doing is wrong. But people don't realise that these same people that they aspire to work for.
I put them in a massive pedestal.
The stuff that they're doing is a lot worse. Like for example, let's say, I don't know, money laundering or whatever, right? That stuff isn't good. There's a lot of like lower people. They're just people in the streets that do all that stuff. It's not good, but even though they probably have their reasons, it's not good or whatever, but they do it. And the general people, they go and look at them and they start to insult them and whatnot. That's fair enough. But they don't realise that these actual so-called big legal businesses and banks and whatnot, they're doing it at your actual expense. Like, I even had a statistic, so I'm not even sure where I saw it, but it said that I think fraud in the UK loses about £3 billion every year or something like that. But the tax evasion from the top percentage of the top percentage in the tax bracket in the UK loses the country 15 times more that amount, which is actually detrimental to our everyday lives.
Right, it's literally the whole concept of insurance. Like, do you ever deep the concept of insurance? Yeah. Insurance is paying money to these massive companies. Insurance brokers are the richest people, paying money to them. So, like, if something happens, and you hope never to get that money back, because if you get that money back, that means something happened to your house, like something's fucked up, and you're giving these people money, yet they are trying their hardest not to pay you back that money.
Yeah.
And if we take it out, the whole concept of insurance, doesn't that sound criminal?